Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am showing you this look that I have on my face right now. So if you want to see how I did this, stay tuned. I have a wedding coming up in a few weeks of a dear friend who's getting married, and I'm going to be a bridesmaid. So in addition to thinking about the dress, I of course started thinking about what type of makeup I wanted to wear. And I've come up with this look from the LORAC Pro Palette, the original, which I love, of course. Of course, you don't have to be a bridesmaid to wear this makeup. This would be perfect for a wedding guest or really for any type of special event. I think it goes without saying that I am not a makeup artist, clearly. So if you're looking for something like that, you're in the wrong place. However, if you want to see how a normal girl uses this palette and comes up with this look, then keep watching. I went ahead and did my face makeup just to save a little bit of time today. I'll list my foundation and concealer down below. And for kind of all over, I used the Body Shop Honey Bronzer in 01. I use this all the time. I talk about this all the time. Pale Girl's Best Friend. I just wanted to bronze up a bit. I did not want to contour because I'm not going for that sculpted look for this event, and I think contouring can get out of control in a hurry. However, if you are a master of contour, by all means, go for it. And for blush, I used the Lorac blush in Soul. I got this recently off of Haute Look, and I like it because it is fairly matte. And so even though I'm going to use highlighter, I don't want to look like a total disco ball, glitter bomb disaster. And speaking of highlighter, I used my always trusty Mary Lou-Manizer from TheBalm. Now let's move on to my eyes. I primed my eyes. If you want to see the concoction I used for that, check out my video I did on the 3 ways I use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. And I'm now going to set that with Brûlée. This is just the 99-cent Wet n Wild eyeshadow that I like to use. This just sets the primer and then acts as a nice base for everything else to then blend into. The rest of my eyeshadows are going to come from this guy, the original LORAC Pro Palette that I am obsessed with. And I want to start with a transition shade. So something that's going to go down in the whole kind of crease area for everything else to blend into. And I really like this mauve shade right here. It's a little bit dark, and I want to make sure this first color is not too dark, so I'm going to mix it on the brush with just a tiny bit of light pink for the first application. And I'm using the It Cosmetics for Ulta Blending Crease brush. I think it's number 104. This doesn't have to be very precise, it's just getting us started here. Although it does add a little bit of definition. I was looking for a good blending brush a while back, and I really wanted a synthetic one for some reason, and it's hard to find a good synthetic blending brush. I think they must just be easier to make with the natural hair, but I got this one and I like it a lot. I feel like with this brush and the Real Techniques brush I'm going to use next, I could do any look with just those two. It added a little bit of definition, but I want to deepen it up just a smidge before we go on. So I'm going to use the Real Techniques brush that I was talking about. This is the base shadow brush, and I'm just going to take mauve this time, so no light pink, just the mauve, and I'm going to put that more precisely in the socket, keeping it towards the outer part of the eye, so we don't want to get things too dark too soon. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of, what's this called? Taupe, this light brown color, just to get a little bit more of a shadowy look there. But I want the mauve color to be primary. So when I'm doing this type of application with this brush, I really just use the tip of it so I can get right into the socket there. And then when I want to put eyeshadow on the lid, I use the kind of flat side of this brush, and I'm going to start with light pink. This is a really pretty color because it just brightens up the eye. It's not overly pink, but it's nice and fresh, and I think really appropriate for spring. This is Pewter. I love this color. It's just a really nice taupey color. And I'm going to keep this on the outer half of the eye, so it stays nice and bright on the inner part. A little bit at a time. These eyeshadows are intense. And I'm going to take this tiny bit into the crease, not too far. When I first got this eyeshadow palette almost a year ago, it was a disaster. I didn't have any really nice eyeshadow brushes, and I had never had eyeshadows this pigmented, and I found that everything would kind of blend together and look really dark and out of control. But I learned that you have to just take the tiniest bit of product, and having some good brushes like this and the blending brush is essential. And now I love this palette. It's my favorite. You can take this out as far as you want. If you want it to be more of kind of like a cat eye shape, by all means, go for it. And it looks like I got a little messy with that, so I'm going to blend. Just around the edges, clean it up a bit. And I want to make sure that I didn't lose too much of the light pink, so I'm going to flip the brush back over and go back into that. I go back and forth a lot. And I could stop here. This is a look I would wear a lot for something more daytime or work appropriate and be very happy with it. But I'm going to amp it up a little bit and add some of the black from this palette. Now, what I like about the black from this palette is that while it's super pigmented, it's not super black. So I can deepen up the eyeshadow look without looking like I put black eyeshadow all over my face. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take just a little bit to start, and I'm going to keep this in kind of this outer sideways V-shaped area. Now I have to say that for my wedding, I didn't wear anywhere near this much makeup. I wanted it to look just natural and fresh. I think I had like one eyeshadow and blush and lipstick. And I loved that. So you can totally stop there, or you can be a perfectionist like I am, and I want to add a little bit more pewter now. So you just go back and forth in case some of that got blended away. Right kind of inside the black color. Especially because this is our one shimmery shade, although it's not over the top. I'm not a shimmery brow bone girl. I'm just not. But this palette does have a nice matte white that I will pop on the brow bone. This is a Sonia Kashuk eyeshadow brush. If you want a shimmery color, go for it. So I blended those out to my satisfaction and put a little bit of mauve and taupe under the lower lash line and blended that out just enough to add a little bit of definition but not too much darkness. And I want to add an inner corner highlight. So I don't love this shade from the LORAC Pro Palette. I'm going to steal one shade from the Pro 2 palette. This snow color, use anything you want, it doesn't matter. But on me, I find that a lot of highlight eyeshadow shades don't really show up on my skin, and I think that's a pale girl problem. This one does, so I'm going to use this one instead. Just going to go kind of on the tear duct, just to brighten it up and to balance out the darkness on the outer part of the eye. I recorded the lower lash line thing, but technical problems today, people. / yesterday when I tried to film this video for the first time. I want a little more blush. Once I get my eyeshadow done, sometimes I feel like I want more color on the cheeks. Maybe even a little bit of highlighter. Can't have enough highlighter, right? Yeah? This is what we're going to go with for the eyeshadow. I'm going to hop off camera for a minute and do my eyeliner and mascara and maybe false lashes if I'm feeling brave. We'll see, and I'll be right back. You know when your wings on your liner get in a fight, and I don't know who won, but I know that I lost? It was one of those. So then, because we were having the struggle wing thing, I decided to do the lashes because it would sort of, in my mind, make it less obvious. But this is the third time in my entire life I've ever put on false lashes. First of all, why does eyelash glue smell like fish? Help me. It's disgusting. It smells like rotting fish. It's so foul. And then you're supposed to put it like right on your eyeball. I mean, someone help me find an eyelash glue that does not smell like I should not be putting it anywhere near my face. It's disgusting. So the last thing is lips, and I'm going to use my Bite Beauty lipstick in Big because it's a really nice, fresh, pink, natural lipstick. This is a dual-sided one. I talked about this one in my February favorites. I love it. If you're going for something more dramatic or nighttime or intense, then by all means use whatever you want. Here's the final look. Let me know what you think. I know this is not a revolutionary look from the LORAC Pro Palette, but this is just what I like, and I thought you might want to see it. What eyeshadow looks have you been liking lately? Let me know down below, or if you think there's something else I should try before the wedding, I will totally do that. I can't get enough. Thanks for watching today. I'm glad you stopped by. Hit that subscribe button so that I can see you next time, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye! I feel like I want to rip my face off. Or at least my eyelashes, which I will do as soon as this video is over. I am teaching later today. I think my students might think I'm crazy. More than usual. Can you guys see my fish? We just have 6 fish. They're called head and tail lights, and then we have an algae eater who, for the moment, goes by the name of Dude. He's awesome. Oh, don't wipe your face when you have shit all over your hands. Nice. So when I put the primer on and combine it with just a little bit of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, it's perfect. This has become my new favorite eye primer, this combo here, and it is an excellent way to use up that leftover concealer after you've done your under eyes.